I was getting sick and tired of watching my new pear tree tip over in the wind. The wind stopped for a second, so I guess I'm gonna plant my pear tree. We got our hole and the tree. I want the hole to be about twice as wide as your root ball that you're going to be putting into it. And then you don't want it too deep. That's something I think I've learned the hard way with trees. I'm used to tomatoes, where deep as you can, but you don't want to do that with trees because you don't want it underneath that line. It could get rot, and you don't want any fungus and stuff like that. So you don't want it sick, so you don't want it to plant it too deep, but you want a wider hole. So we'll get her in the hole and then see what we've got. All right, so here's a good example. You can see I was getting a little overzealous with my hole. So I'm gonna pull the tree back out and fill it back in so we're right at level with that splice right there, because we don't want all the water just sitting there and drowning that tree out. So I'm gonna pull it back out, fill my hole in a little bit more, catch my breath, good gosh, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so now we're a little better off. Actually, probably a little high, but I'll make sure that that is level. Hi, Luna! Ooh, there's the wind. So I need to be really careful and make sure this is tamped to get down good, because I don't want my tree doing one of these. So I'll have to make sure I tamp it down real good around it and hold it in there solid, because I would rather not stake it, because that's going to make a weak tree. So I'll get some dirt in here real quick. Hopefully this wind will chill out. Hi, Amelia! All right, got my tree in the ground. Gonna show you what I got here. So it still seems a little low, even after I backfilled a little bit of the dirt. I got it tamped down pretty good though. Still a lot of excess dirt around it, and that's okay. Obviously we got the root ball in there. This is just a Ayers pear. I picked it up at Walmart. I thought it actually looked like a pretty good tree, plus it was on clearance. Walmart plant clearance gets me every time, those yellow stickers. So got that planted. Seems pretty stable. I'll probably tamp it down a little bit more. One thing you want to make sure you don't do, and this is another thing it took me a little while to understand, is you don't want to fertilize around the top. You don't even want to baby it down at the bottom in the dirt, and that's something I'm used to doing with my garden plants. But the tree, you really want it to work. You want it to get hardy and strengthen itself. You don't want to baby it early on, or else you'll have a wimpy tree. That's what I'm trying to do this year. Make sure I don't fertilize it with a rabbit poop like I do everything else. I'm gonna water it though, give it a real deep water, and then I'll mulch it either today or later tomorrow. You can see I watered it, and that splice right there is not at the low point. I know it kind of looks that way, but it's actually a little bit to the right of it. So that looks successful to me. And of course my girls are wrestling. So there you have it. Not so bad if I keep the dogs from knocking it over. So I'm cleaning out nest box today, and it is not a clean job, but it needed to be done. It's supposed to be up to 80 next week. So I wanted to get it done because it will be a mess. There'll be maggots and flies. If you don't stay on top of this, it will get very, very nasty. So I'm gonna get it cleaned out, put in some fresh bedding, because 2 weeks from now, maybe 2 weeks from now, I'll check my calendar, should be having some babies again. Get this cleaned out and get it ready for the does. Hi, babies. Went ahead and cleaned out Ed's cage while I was at it. He's a yucky little bunny. And I don't know why, but he was like collecting all of his leftover grass hay in the corner, and it was getting pretty nasty. So I got his cleaned out while I was at it. I'm not going to put any more bedding down. He's got more hay in there, which I'm sure he will leave behind, so I'll have to get it cleaned out. I'll try to stay a little more on top of that in the future. But like I said, it's going to get hot next week, and I don't want any nasty surprises. So I got everybody cleaned up, new bedding down for the does, and we're good to go.